Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Catch Up. Today guys, I'm more than excited to be here. I am overly excited to be, I'm not even gonna lie. Shooting is becoming one of my most favorite things to do, and that's because of you. Thank you guys for the love that you showed in the last video. I am more than grateful. I am so happy. This past few weeks has just been it for me, especially with content creating and stuff. A video of mine went viral on TikTok, and I'm so happy for the support I've been getting. Thank you guys so much. So last episode was really nice. Honestly, it was actually really nice, and I got a lot of your comments. I got a lot of your recommendations. Thank you. So the last episode, I mentioned that you should drop questions that you had about me because we started the series Knowing Victoria. Okay, welcome to another episode of the series Knowing Victoria, and today we'll be taking Q&A questions. So some of you sent out your questions both on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube and WhatsApp, and I'm so happy. So I'll be answering 10 of those questions today, and I want you to sit back and enjoy. So I wrote a couple of the questions here in a paper, so in case you see me checking my paper, just know I need an iPad so bad. But yeah, we'll be making use of the paper today. So the first question we have today is, are you an introvert or an extroverted person? I am an extrovert. There's no even game saying. There's no reason to hide who I am. I am an extrovert. I talk everywhere. I make friends everywhere. It takes me minutes to make friends with new people. I like to be outside. Now that's where the clause is because I don't like parties. I don't like to step out. I'd rather be in my room alone with myself. So I don't know if I count as an introverted or extroverted person. I am extroverted with the people that I am very comfortable with, but I'm introverted in the sense that I actually really like my personal space. So I hope you get that. So probably I'm in between, but I know I'm extroverted. I'm more on the extroverted side, so let's just leave it like that. Number 2 question is, where did you grow up? Okay, so basically I grew up in Niger State. Most of the people that are my family or my family friends on here know about that. I grew up in Niger State, but I have lived around a couple of states. I've lived in Castina, I've lived in Kano. Not lived basically, I had things to do there, that's why I was there. So Kaduna, Castina, and now I'm back in Kogi. So that's just that. And then the third question is, yes. What is the biggest dream of yours? I think the biggest dream of mine is to work in the United Nations. Everybody that is very close to me knows that I want to badly work in the United Nations, either under the United Nations Women or under the United Nations Youth. So that's one of my biggest dreams. My second biggest dream is to take my parents around the world. So I think that's probably it. Fourth question is, what is a mindset that has changed your life? I don't think my life is changed yet. I think we're still in the process of my life getting changed. But I think one thing that has always stuck with me since I was very young was something my mom used to say, where she used to say, there's nothing you cannot do. I actually want to get here because I miss my mom. I really miss my mom. I miss my parents so much. Okay, my mom used to say, I can be anything I want, so far I put my mind into it. So that's something that I've always been. So I never believed in the capacity of my thinking or the capacity of my dreams. So my parents accommodated whatever it is that I could dream about. So my mom used to tell me, so far you can think it, you can be it. So I think that's a mindset that has run with me, and that's something that I have always put in check. I'm always like, what? I can be anything at all. Is all in here. So that's the mindset I have. So the next question is, if not medicine, what other options do you have? I don't know. In my previous video, I talked about how I really liked to do a lot of things. So I don't know. I probably think without medicine, I'll probably be into showbiz because I really wanted to be an actress. I don't know if my dad knows that, and I know he's going to be watching this video, but I really wanted to be an actress at one point in my life. So I think I'll probably be an actress, or I'll probably be a lawyer. I am beginning to realize how much of law I actually like, especially when it has to do with women's rights and stuff. I feel like law would give me that platform to actually bring my advocacy to the front. So I think I would go for law or show business, or I'll just be an Oga's wife, one of the two. But like, I have too many dreams to be an Oga's wife, so that's that. Next question we have is, do you write your video scripts? I wouldn't say I write them per se. I'm the kind of person, I'm a very spontaneous person. Some of the content, the ideas for contents I have, I get them in the bathroom, or when I'm just basically running on the street, or when I watch another person's video, I'm like, oh, this is something I would like to experiment on. So when I do that, I have a book, I have 2 of these books where I just note them down and I put them in my notes app, or I send a message to myself on WhatsApp. And when I decide that, I want to make this video, I just put little annotations. For example, on this page, I don't know if you can see, the lighting is really bad. I have a place where I wrote introduction, then I wrote appreciation, then I write go for the Q&A. So I basically don't write down what I say, but I write down like points that I'm going to follow, so I don't move off idea in the video. So I don't know if you get that. That's what I do. Next question we have is, what do you appreciate the most about life besides your family? Okay, I think basically what I appreciate most about life is life always gives me something to learn. So the fact that learning never stops is something I appreciate. Sometimes it doesn't come as easy as I would expect to learn. Sometimes we learn from bad situations, and sometimes we learn from good situations. But I'm happy that I'm constantly evolving, I'm constantly learning, I'm constantly being in. I like the fact that the life runs, it runs basically. I'm very appreciative of that. Another thing I'm appreciative of, as they already said, outside family, is friends. Like I've said in previous videos, if you listen to my podcast, I'm a very big fan of my friends. I love the community of people I have around me. I have the people that I call my girls. I have the people around me, basically my favorite people are actually what I'm most appreciative of, because I don't know what I would do basically without them. So shout out to my friends listening. I love you guys so much, and I'm so happy that you are in my life. And I think another thing I'm very appreciative of, like, is food. In the last episode, I actually mentioned that I really like to cook and I really like to do things. I'm appreciative of culture. I'm appreciative of food, traditions, not per se, but like culture, you get what I mean? And I'm happy that there's something called food and the numerous things that we can do with food. I am appreciative of it. I am appreciative of it. So that's that for that question. The next question I have is, did you learn to have an accent? So every time someone tells me I have an accent, I have to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do have an accent. I used to have an accent, but I think this is probably something that I learned. I think when I was growing up, like I said in my past video, my mom was very bent on us like being all-rounded. So sometimes she used to make us take phonetic classes with our lesson teachers that time. She used to make us watch, my dad used to make us watch BBC, so I kind of liked the way they talked in BBC that time and CBBS. So I used to do like, I want to learn to speak like this. And in primary school I went to, basically was my teachers, they spoke in an accent, so I think I got it from there. But I think where I actually got better with it was when I wanted to be a voiceover artist, when I saw that I had the potential to be a voiceover artist. So I went to revamp more in it. So I took English classes, I listened to more videos, I watched British channels for like 3 months straight. Every movie I watched was British or English. No, not English, I mean English as per from England, you get me, not English generally. But yeah, and it has been. So this next question, when I got it, I was like, what is even you guys' problem? But I think that's fine from the fact that I say I'm a feminist, so this is the common questions that people get. Do you plan to get married and start a family? I mean, not currently. I mean, obviously I'm in medical school and that's not something that is big on my goals now, but definitely, I don't know if it's a firstborn complex, but I really love the idea of family. I love having to have people to take care of. I love having people to call my own. So I really cannot wait to get married. I really cannot I can't wait. But I can't wait to have a family. I can't wait to take care of my kids, cook for my kids. Basically, there's so many things that I already learned that I know I want to put in my family. So I am a family-oriented person, that's for sure. And because of the fact that I came from a closely knitted family, a family that loves each other, I can't wait to actually inculcate that in my future family. So of course I want to get married. I'm going to have a lovey-dovey husband, and yeah, but that's not a thought for now. That's a thought for later. Don't give my father hypertension, please. The next question is, what is one thing you're unlearning to do? So what is one thing you're unlearning to do? I think basically so far in 2025, which I'll be doing an episode of the things I've learned in 2025, I've really learned quite a lot. As much as 2025 was a lot of roller coaster, but one thing I'm unlearning to do is depend on humans and actually people please. I think people pleasing is something that I battled with for the longest times, but I think just because of the community of friends that I have now, I've learned that I don't have to be what I'm not to have them by my side. So I don't have to overly exercise myself or overly put myself in the run or overly use myself because I want to keep my friends. I have to do the barest, not barest per se, but I just have to be me, to have the people that actually love me to stay with me. Do you understand what I mean? So that's one thing I'm learning to do, is to people please. And I think another thing I'm learning to do is to overthink. So I am a very big overthinker. I used to put scenarios in my head. I used to be very pessimistic. As much as I come off as an optimistic person, I used to be very pessimistic about situations in life. For example, when I'm expecting something or when a situation is about to happen or an event is supposed to happen, I overthink it in my head that I start to sabotage it. So I realized that I sabotaged a lot of things just by overthinking. And this, I think most of the problem is the fact that I overthink and I actually never take any actual actions to those things. And one thing which I'm making in another total video for next year is I'm unlearning the act of dopamine. You guys, when I say my life is changing because I have learned to put dopamine back where it's coming from. So you know that thing, so if for those that don't understand what I mean by dopamine, you know that thing that happens where like that feeling you get when you feel unmotivated, when you feel, oh, I can do this, I want to do this, I can push forward. That's that tiny feeling you feel in that instant when you're like, that dopamine rush that you have, please stay away from it. Throw it away. When I began this year, I had so much of dopamine. My friends know how I had a whole plan of what I wanted to do in the next 6 months and beyond, even down to December 31st. But none of this actualized. I mean, some of them did, but I realized that I was feeding off of dopamine. And on the days that dopamine was not available, I was not able to come through or follow through with these plans. So dopamine ruined my life, basically. So that's one thing I'm learning to do. So now I just focus on consistency and discipline. Those are the two things that I focus on to actually make my life better. So I've unlearned the act of dopamine rush. So that's something I've unlearned. So that's the 9th question. I think the 10th question is, what is my favorite thing to do? I think my favorite thing to do is to cook and sleep. God, I love to sleep. Thank God for sleep. And thank God for food too. That's one of my favorite things to do. Another favorite thing of mine to do is talk with my favorite person and my favorite people. I really, really look forward to that part of the day. And another favorite thing I like to do is women. I like to talk about women. I like to study on women. I like to push women forward. These are things that I find joy in. Yes. So we actually have a couple of more questions, but I will not be taking them for this video. I think maybe I will do a part 2 of Q&A. So you guys drop your questions, drop it, whatever kind of question it is, unfiltered, drop it in my comment section so we can answer in the next episode. So this is another episode of Knowing Victoria series, and I just wanted to tell you guys, for those of you that are not following me on Instagram, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Vicky_Toria_O. That's my name on Instagram. If you're not following me on TikTok, TikTok is where the gist happens, because men, I am facing what I'm supposed to be facing on TikTok. So follow me on TikTok, and of course subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment, like, share. You guys share it aggressively. I need this to be, get me? So thank you very much, guys, for another episode of Catch Up Victoria. I am your humble host once again, Victoria, and I hope you stay back to the next episode. Till then, bye.